Hi guys, welcome back to Puerto Viejo. Right now I'm in Playa Negra. Again, still in Costa Rica. This is the very last stop before flying back tomorrow to San Diego. So, a couple of things I forgot to tell you guys from Pavones still, but it was kind of cool, so I did want to fill you in. But one of the girls staying at the hostel over there had told me that they have this little Zumba class they do there by the beach. So I got to try that out one night, which was really fun. It was a little over an hour. Again, like very local. It only costs, I'm trying to remember, I want to say like 1,500 colones, which is about $3 or something. Super cheap. It was fun, a good workout. So again, like that was really cool getting to try that out because it's another local experience and it's not just like charging you way more because you're a tourist, whereas a lot of the other places, let's say Santa Teresa or wherever else, you know, it'd be like $15, $20. So you can just tell it was like for locals. So that was cool getting to try that. Another thing I forgot to mention in the last video was that after we did the tour to Brivri, that village with the indigenous people, we also went to see these waterfalls afterwards. That was part of the tour. Totally left that out. But it was really nice. Basically, there's like several, I guess, a few waterfalls over there. So we got to go check them out. And water wasn't too bad, too cold or anything, but just a pretty spot to swim around and check out. So yeah, that was that day. And then a few little side notes that I don't think I've mentioned yet, just again, like about here in the area. So I've been having patties everywhere. So again, a lot of like originally Jamaicans came over here, so you get a lot of that influence. So beef patties is a big thing in Jamaica. And so you see those everywhere here. So instead of like empanadas you would see in a lot of other parts of the country, here you get patties. They're everywhere, all over the streets, so we've pretty much been eating them, I want to say like every day, if not almost every day. Instead of having like a full meal each time, usually that's been the thing to hold us over during the day. But anyways, been trying out lots of those, some better than others. Definitely found my favorite, but that's really common here. You also see a lot of people on bikes. So some other areas I was before, like Santa Teresa, you saw ATVs a lot, and like here there's a lot of people just on bicycles, biking around. So again, it's that kind of like chill beach vibe. Something else I noticed here, not specifically to Puerto Viejo, but I would even say, well, at least in this spot, in the last one, Pavones, but maybe other places in Costa Rica too, I don't know. But is people paying with PayPal. So instead of basically accepting credit card, if it's not just a matter of like cash only, that's usually an alternative they'll offer or accept if you want to pay through PayPal. So that's something different. And then that brings me up to pretty much the last few days. So after the last video, walked around town, shopped some more. Rain's been on and off a lot, although the last like couple of days has been a lot nicer. Of course, like as soon as you're ready to leave, weather gets nicer. But later on we went to, so the guy that did the tour of the village and the waterfall, Jungle Man, his mom has this restaurant. We went there, checked that out one night for dinner, and then also went out later. So there's always a lot of music going on here in the streets, and like people drumming and fire spinners, all that sort of stuff. It's pretty common. It's also Semana Santa, so I don't know how much of what's going on now is like even more so because of the holiday week, or some of that's just always here. But to some extent, I think it's always in this area. There's a lot of like live music and stuff. But that night was ladies' night at this place called Johnny's, so we went and checked that out. Lots of people on the beach and playing reggae music. Of course, like you hear reggae everywhere here. So yeah, it was pretty packed, and then there were fire spinners on the beach, and then it would like rain and people would try to go inside and back and forth with the rain. Anyways, so we got to check that out. And then one day we did yoga again, and then I'd mentioned how the hotel offers some classes and stuff. So we did a cooking and a cocktail class. The cooking class we learned how to make ceviche, which was really good. Peruvian was teaching that one, so that's good because that's where it started. So we got to make ceviche, that was good. It was a pretty quick class, and then we did the cocktail making one, which was really simple and quick because we were being taught how to make a gin and tonic, which is pretty easy. But anyways, so we did that and got a drink out of it, but like got to mix in some stuff with it to make it a little bit fancier than like purely gin and tonic. Mine was with cucumber, lime, and pepper, and then Evan's had like strawberry and cherry juice and cherries. So got to check that out, hung out at the pool for a little bit, and then later we went to, so the same guy again, our like tour guide, Jungle Man, he just started pretty much another like side business, just grilling like outside of his place, selling food and grilling, and he like just had started it that day and told us about it. So we went to check that out. It was really good. So if you're ever in town, just ask for Jungle Man. People will guide you that way. So really good, hung out there, and then again like later there was just music in the street and like fire spinners, that whole deal. A lot of people in the street. Eventually the police came and kind of like broke it up because there were people, a lot of people blocking the street and stuff like that. But that was fun anyways. And then yesterday, yesterday was like the last full day here, and it was pretty nice and like trying to get in some surfing. So mostly attempting to surf, but we ended up going to Salsa Brava, which if you don't know is like the craziest, like most difficult place to surf in Costa Rica is here. And you just hear how it's like super advanced and there's reef everywhere, and anyways, I didn't know I was gonna go or what, but we ended up going over there, and I ended up deciding to give it a try, not successfully, but I went out there, and then, but it was just like, I think part of it is the current conditions haven't been great. Definitely, I would say after being on the West Coast the entire time, there's just like no comparison. West Coast, Costa Rica, amazing for surfing. Here, you can do it, but it's all like really super hard stuff. You got to be really advanced, like really good. Otherwise, it's just difficult and not necessarily so much fun. So when I was out there, it was pretty much just battling the waves the whole time, like without a break. It just felt like I was in like a bowl of soup being sloshed around between waves, and then eventually I just kept getting pushed and pushed more and more and more, and ended up like pretty much getting to the point of where I was in reef, and it got super shallow, and then I was like, oh god, okay, I gotta get out of here. And then this one paddleboarder who was in there earlier, he ended up like coming back out and was like waving me over to be like, this way, like come this way, so I could get out of that spot I was in, and kind of like led me back to the channel of where it's easier to get out. Like at that point it was just kind of a waste, and I was like, yeah, just might as well go in and not even attempt to like go back out. It just wasn't worth it. We rented the board from Cocles. Evan didn't end up going. He was just hanging out like waiting when I was attempting to surf there. But then we went to Cocles to bring the board back, and I decided like, well, maybe it's a little better here, I'll give it a shot. Attempted to go surf there, but really in the end, yeah, unsuccessful. The only thing that was more successful about it was the fact that I could like, once I paddled out, I could kind of just hang out and chill on the board, where in Salsa Brava, like I didn't even catch a break. It was just constantly like waves crashing all over the place. There weren't even sets rolling in. It was just like, again, like it felt like soup just being washed around and like sloppy mess. So that was it, my last attempt to surf in Costa Rica. Afterwards we hung out on the beach for a little bit, and then later we went to this place we had stopped by on another day, this chocolate store. It's just called Choco, I think, anyways, because they do a pairing with chocolate, which is cool. So we each did one. He did one with wine and I did one with beer, but then we tried each other's. So that was really cool to try like chocolate pairing with the beer and wine. And then later on we did massages at the hotel. So that was like a nice final relaxing thing. I've been wanting to do that for a while now. Last time I did it was the first week I was here, and after all the surfing and all that, I've just been like waiting to do it, but really wanting to, because I've definitely felt the need for it. So that was yesterday, and then eventually we made it downtown to go to dinner. There's been tons of traffic, which again I think mostly has to do with the fact that it's Semana Santa, a lot of people out, but had a nice dinner in town. And then that brings us to today's very last day, heading back to San Jose, like literally momentarily, and haven't done too much today except for the one thing that I had planned to do today, was get a tattoo. So here we go, traveling again, and that idea popped into my head, although it was like way earlier in the trip. But the thing is, you gotta wait, like you're not supposed to get it wet and all this stuff after. So I ended up being like, okay, if I'm gonna do it, I'll do it, you know, at the very end of the trip. That way I can still enjoy the beach and the water and surfing and not have to worry about that. I think I can show you guys, I'll try. It's on the side. I don't even know if you can see it. But if you can't, it says Pura Vida, and it has a wave and stuff in it. So I did that a couple hours ago, I guess. And then we had lunch, which was good, at Bread and Chocolate, where we had been earlier. Bought more chocolate to bring back home. And about to head out now. Other than that, last cool thing that I just planned for the day is that one of my friends that I met here 11 years ago, when I was working, I don't even know if I told you guys way back in the beginning of these videos, but 10 years ago, I was in Central America working as a tour leader, like traveling all around Central America. So I spent a good amount of time in Costa Rica. One of the other guides I was working with is Costa Rican, and she just moved back to Costa Rica because she's been in Australia. And so the plan is we're gonna go meet up with her family for dinner tonight once we get back to San Jose. So that'll be really cool. I haven't seen her again in like, yeah, 10 years I think it's been. So it's been a really long time. Yeah, that's it. Let me show you one last view and then say goodbye. All right, so here we are at Playa Negra. You can see the sand's really black. Down there you can also surf, so they say, but they're really small waves, so usually it's just like super beginner or kids. But they look almost like so tiny it'd be hard. But I guess this is your best bet. Otherwise you're dealing with the stuff I was in, which was pretty nuts, and I wouldn't recommend unless you're pretty advanced. So that's all for now. Don't know when I'll be back. Probably will be whenever another big trip comes about, and no plans yet. So we'll see, but thanks for following along, and see you guys next time. Bye.